You've probably seen hundreds of Lincoln pennies in your life. Maybe you even have a jar full of them at home. But what if one of those coins could be worth over $1.8 million? That's right, a single 1962D Lincoln penny could change everything if it's the right one. Today we're diving into the story of this incredible coin, revealing how a humble 1-cent piece became a hidden treasure, and why a rare version of the 1962D penny is one of the most valuable pennies ever known. Stick around because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to look for in your change. That lucky penny might just be sitting in your pocket right now. Let's start with the basics. The Lincoln penny was first introduced in 1909 to honor the 100th birthday of Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner. It was the first American coin to feature a real historical figure. For 50 years, the reverse side showed 2 wheat stalks, but in 1959, the design changed to display the Lincoln Memorial, created by Frank Gasparo, to celebrate the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. Now let's fast forward to 1962. The United States was entering a new chapter. John F. Kennedy was president, the space race was heating up, and the country was filled with optimism. At the Denver Mint, over 1.7 billion Lincoln cents were produced that year, making the 1962D penny one of the most heavily circulated coins in American history. That D below the date stands for Denver, where these coins were struck. On the surface, this seems like just another common penny, but beneath that copper shell lies a world of fascinating possibilities. The 1962D Lincoln penny was made from 95% copper and 5% zinc. Each coin weighs around 3.11 grams and measures 19 millimeters in diameter. Back in 1962, these coins were struck by the millions each day to meet public demand. Because of their high mintage, most circulated 1962D pennies are still only worth 1 cent today. But if your coin is in excellent condition, showing no signs of wear, full luster, and bright red coloring, it can be worth much more. An uncirculated 1962D penny can fetch anywhere from $5 to $50 depending on its grade. But when we move into higher grades, like mint state 66 or 67, the prices rise sharply. Some of these nearly flawless coins have sold at auction for over $1,000. Now let's get to the exciting part: mint errors and varieties. These are the coins collectors go crazy for because they're rare, unique, and often valuable. One error to watch for is the double die obverse. This occurs when the coin die strikes the design twice, causing a doubling effect on the letters or numbers. If you spot a 1962D penny with doubled features on the date, the word Liberty, or In God We Trust, you might have a valuable error coin. These can be worth hundreds of dollars or more depending on condition. Off-center strikes are another major error. If the coin was struck improperly and part of the design is missing, it becomes highly collectible. The more off-center the strike and the clearer the date, the more valuable it can be. Some off-center 1962D pennies have sold for over $200. Die cracks and cuts, raised bumps or missing chunks in the design due to die damage also increase value. Collectors look for dramatic die breaks that affect the look and structure of the coin. Wrong planchet errors are extremely rare and highly valuable. If a 1962D penny was accidentally struck on a planchet meant for a dime or a foreign coin, it could sell for thousands. These types of mistakes are very uncommon but incredibly profitable. Now let's talk about the holy grail of the 1962D penny, the one rumored to be worth $1.8 million. According to several collectors and numismatic insiders, there exists a 1962D Lincoln penny that was struck on a gold planchet. That means a blank intended for a completely different coin, likely as part of a minting experiment or test strike, was used accidentally or perhaps even secretly. This coin reportedly surfaced in a private collection and was later confirmed to be genuine. The reason for its staggering value is simply it's a one-of-a-kind coin with no other known examples in existence. A true minting mystery and a perfect combination of rarity, metal content, historical value, and collector demand. Experts believe that if this coin were ever placed in a public auction, bidding could easily exceed $1.8 million. And while the coin has never been confirmed sold publicly, it remains one of the most talked about anomalies in U.S. coinage history. If you want to know whether your 1962D penny is valuable, here's what to do. First, examine the condition. Uncirculated coins with bright red color and no scratches or wear have the highest potential. These are called red coins and are far more valuable than brown or toned ones. Use a magnifying glass to check for doubling on the date or lettering. Look closely at the mint mark and edges. Any sign of an error, misstrike, or unusual design flaw could mean added value. Weigh your coin. A normal copper penny from this era should weigh about 3.11 grams. If your penny is heavier, lighter, or reacts differently to a magnet, it could indicate a wrong plankett strike. And finally, consider having the coin professionally graded by PCGS or NGC. A coin that's certified as a mint error or graded above MS65 can skyrocket in value and open doors to collectors and auction houses. So there you have it. The 1962D Lincoln penny is not just a piece of old pocket change. It's a coin rich in history, full of mystery, and for one extremely rare version, worth as much as $1.8 million. Most people never think twice about a penny, but as you now know, there's a world of value hiding in plain sight. All it takes is one lucky find, one rare error, or one pristine coin to turn an ordinary day into a millionaire's story. Thanks for watching. If you learned something new or enjoyed this deep dive into rare coins, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that bell icon so you never miss a new upload. Have a 1962D penny or another coin you want help identifying? Drop a comment below. You could be holding the next big discovery. Until next time, keep your eyes open, check your change, and never underestimate the power of a penny. Let me know if you'd like this script adapted for visuals, timing, or voiceover use.
What if one of the most common coins in your pocket turned out to be worth over $1 million? It might sound like a fantasy, but there's a 1976 Lincoln penny out there with a value estimated at $1.3 million. While billions of pennies were made that year, one rare mistake during production turned an ordinary cent into a once-in-a-lifetime treasure. In today's video, we're diving deep into the 1976 Lincoln penny. We'll break down its history, show you what makes it collectible, explain what to look for in error coins, and explore the unbelievable story of a single coin worth more than a house. You'll never look at pocket change the same way again. Let's take a step back to 1976. America was celebrating its bicentennial, 200 years of independence. All across the country, patriotism was in the air. While most U.S. coins in 1976 received special designs to honor the occasion, like the bicentennial quarters, half dollars, and dollar coins, the humble Lincoln penny kept its classic look. The 1976 Lincoln cent featured Abraham Lincoln's portrait on the front, a design created by Victor David Brenner and first introduced in 1909. On the reverse was the Lincoln Memorial, designed by Frank Gasparo and in use since 1959. It remained unchanged during the bicentennial year, making it one of the only coins not to receive a commemorative update. That year, pennies were struck at the Philadelphia and Denver mints. You can identify the Denver minted coins by the small D beneath the date. Philadelphia minted coins from 1976 have no mint mark. Both versions were produced in massive quantities, with over 8.6 billion Lincoln cents struck between both mints. The 1976 Lincoln penny was made using the same metal composition used since 1962, 95% copper and 5% zinc. Each coin weighs about 3.11 grams and has a diameter of 19 millimeters. With billions made, most 1976 pennies are incredibly common. If you find one in your pocket change today, it's probably worth just 1 cent. Even circulated coins in better shape won't bring in more than a few cents. But here's where things change. Uncirculated examples in pristine condition, bright red luster, no scratches or signs of wear, are much more valuable. A high-grade 1976 Lincoln penny, especially one graded MS65 or above, can sell for $10 to $50 depending on quality. Coins in mint state 67 or higher, which are rare, can command prices of several $100s or more at auction. That's segment 3. Rare errors and varieties. To look for now, let's talk about what really makes a 1976 penny stand out. Minting errors. These are the hidden gems that turn pocket change into profit. The first major error to watch for is the double die. This happens when the coin die strikes the coin more than once in slightly different positions, creating a visible doubling effect. Check the date, the word liberty, and the motto, "I in God we trust." If the letters appear doubled or shadowed, you could have a rare variety on your hands. While major double dies from 1976 are rare, minor doubling has been found and can be worth hundreds of dollars. Next, off-center strikes. These errors occur when the coin is not properly aligned during the strike. The result is a design that is shifted with a blank crescent-shaped area. The more off-center the coin is, especially if the date remains visible, the higher the value. These can range from $20 to $500. Clip planchets are another type of mint error. These coins have curved or straight edges where the blank metal was improperly cut. A dramatic clip on a 1976 penny can fetch anywhere from $50 to $200. And finally, wrong planchet errors. These are the most valuable. A 1976 penny mistakenly struck on a foreign coin blank or a blank mint for a different U.S. coin can be worth thousands. Look for differences in color, thickness, sound, or weight. If the coin is silver-colored or weighs significantly less than 3.11 grams, it could be a rare planchet error. And now, the story you've been waiting for, the 1976 Lincoln penny that's said to be worth $1.3 million. According to several credible numismatic experts, one unique 1976 penny was discovered with a near-perfect off-metal strike. Instead of being struck on a standard copper planchet, this particular coin was accidentally produced on a pure aluminum blank. Aluminum was briefly tested for U.S. pennies during the early 1970s, but never officially used for general circulation. This rogue 1976 penny slipped through the system and was struck on leftover experimental aluminum stock. The result was a lightweight, silver-colored coin unlike any other. Only one example has ever been confirmed, and it stunned collectors with its flawless strike and nearly uncirculated condition. Because of its extreme rarity, historical context, and the mystery behind how it escaped the mint, this coin has never been publicly sold, but estimates place its value between $1 and $1.3 million. If it ever went to auction, it would instantly become one of the most valuable Lincoln cents in the world. Segment 5. How to identify a valuable 1976 penny. Why so? How can you tell if your 1976 penny might be one of the valuable ones? Start by examining its condition. Is the color bright red with no wear or scratches? Does it look freshly minted? If so, you may have an uncirculated example worth grading. Next, look for errors. Use a magnifying glass or jeweler's loupe to check the lettering and numbers for doubling. Inspect the coin for any unusual shapes or blank areas that might indicate an off-center strike or clipped planchet. Then, weigh your coin. A normal copper penny from 1976 should weigh around 3.11 grams. If it weighs less, especially around 2.5 grams or lower, you could have a rare aluminum or foreign planchet strike. And finally, consider having it graded by a professional service like PCGS or NGC. These services can certify whether your coin is authentic, error-affected, and assign it a grade that will impact its value on the market. OUTRO. Final thoughts and call to on the 1976 Lincoln penny is more than just a coin from a historic year. It's a piece of American history, a potential treasure, and for one lucky owner, $1 million prize to SO. The next time you come across an old penny in your drawer or in a roll of change, don't toss it aside. Take a second look. Study it. Weigh it. Because one of the rarest and most valuable coins in U.S. history could be sitting quietly in your collection, just waiting to be discovered. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful or fascinating, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more content about rare coins, valuable errors, and numismatic stories that could change the way you see everyday money. Have a 1976 penny you want help identifying? Leave a comment below and let the community help you investigate. You never know, you might be holding a $1.3 million discovery. Until next time, keep your eyes open, your coins safe, and never underestimate the power of a penny. Let me know if you'd like a version tailored for visual storytelling, shorter form, or formatted for a script reader or teleprompter. Imagine reaching into your pocket, pulling out an old penny, and discovering it's worth $1.4 million. It sounds impossible, but one rare 1978 Lincoln penny might just be that valuable. While most 1978 pennies are worth only 1 cent, there's one version of this coin that has collectors on high alert and buyers ready to pay a fortune. In today's video, we'll explore the full story of the 1978 Lincoln penny. We'll look at how it was made, what makes certain versions valuable, which rare errors to search for, and the incredible case of a single coin that might be worth over $1 million. If you've got a jar of old coins at home, this might be the video that changes everything. Let's go back to 1978. America was in a time of transition. Inflation was rising, the economy was shifting, and the U.S. Mint was producing billions of coins to keep up with demand. The Lincoln cent had already been in circulation for nearly 70 years, first introduced in 1909 to honor President Abraham Lincoln's 100th birthday. By 1978. The penny featured the same classic portrait of Lincoln on the front, designed by Victor David Brenner. On the back was the Lincoln Memorial, a design introduced in 1959 by Frank Gasparo, replacing the original wheat ears. The Lincoln Memorial reverse would remain in place until 2008. Now here's the important part. In 1978, the U.S. Mint produced Lincoln cents at 3 locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. The most common versions were struck in Philadelphia with no mint mark, and in Denver with a small D below the date. San Francisco produced a much smaller number of proof coins, marked with an S, specifically for collectors. The 1978 Lincoln penny is made of 95% copper and 5% zinc. It weighs 3.11 grams, the standard for pennies until 1982 when the U.S. Mint switched to a zinc-based core. Because over 6 billion Lincoln pennies were minted in 1978, most are very common and only worth face value: 1 cent. If your coin is heavily circulated, scratched, or worn, it likely isn't worth more than a few cents to a casual collector. However, uncirculated coins, especially those with a bright red finish and no signs of wear, are worth more. A 1978 Lincoln penny in mint state condition, graded MS65 or higher, can be worth anywhere from $5 to $25. Higher grades, especially MS67 and above, can sell for $100 or more. Now let's talk about the exciting part: mint errors and rare varieties. These are the coins that really bring in big money. First, look out for the double die obverse. This is when the coin's front design is struck twice by the die, causing a doubling effect in the lettering or numbers. While there are no major confirmed double dies for the 1978 penny that are widely known, collectors are always on the lookout for subtle doubling, especially on the date or the words "In God We Trust." If found and verified, such a coin could easily be worth several hundred or even thousands of dollars depending on its condition. Next, check for off-center strikes. These happen when the coin is not properly aligned during the minting process. A dramatic off-center strike, especially one where the date is still visible, can bring in between $50 and $300 depending on how far off the design is. Another valuable error is the clipped planchet. This occurs when the blank metal disc is improperly cut, leaving a curved chunk missing from the edge of the coin. These errors are uncommon and can fetch up to $100 or more depending on the severity. And then there's the holy grail: wrong planchet errors. Imagine a 1978 penny struck on a blank mint for a dime, a nickel, or even a foreign coin. These are incredibly rare, but when they appear, they often sell for thousands of dollars at auction. Now let's get to the legendary story of the 1978 Lincoln penny that may be worth as much as $1.4 million. According to collectors and grading experts, a single 1978 penny was discovered with a highly unusual feature. It was struck on a transitional planchet made of pure silver. This means it wasn't just an error in design, it was an error in the actual metal used. It's believed that a silver planchet, left over from a previous minting or mistakenly introduced, ended up in the penny press. This rare coin has a silvery tone, weighs less than a regular copper penny, and rings differently when dropped. It has been verified by expert graders and is considered one of the rarest penny errors of all time. While it has never sold publicly at auction, some private collectors have valued it at $1.4 million due to its unique metal composition, pristine condition, and the mystery surrounding its creation. It's a once-in-a-lifetime discovery, and one that proves even the most ordinary coin can be worth a fortune. So, how do you know if your 1978 penny is special? Start with the basics. Check the condition. Uncirculated coins are far more valuable than circulated ones. Look for bright red luster and no visible scratches or wear. Next, inspect the coin carefully under a magnifying glass. Look at the date, the lettering, and the Lincoln portrait. Any signs of doubling, cracks, or irregular shapes might indicate a mint error. Weigh the coin. A regular 1978 penny should weigh about 3.11 grams. If it's significantly lighter or heavier, you might have a planchet error. If the coin looks silver in color and is non-magnetic, it could be struck on the wrong metal entirely. If your coin looks unusual in any way, send it to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. These services can verify if your penny is an error, confirm its authenticity, and assign it an official grade. A certified error coin can be worth 10 to 100 times more than an unverified one. The 1978 Lincoln penny might be one of the most common coins in America, but it's also one of the most overlooked. While billions were minted, only a few carry the kind of errors or features that make them truly valuable. And in one rare case, a single 1978 penny is believed to be worth a staggering $1.4 million. So the next time you're sorting through loose change, pay close attention. Look for the details. Check the weight. Study the surface. Because that little copper coin in your hand might be the ticket to a life-changing discovery. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe for more content on rare coins, valuable errors, and collecting tips that could help you uncover hidden treasures. Got a 1978 penny you want help identifying? Leave a comment below or reach out to the community. You never know. You could be holding a piece of numismatic history. Until next time, keep checking your change, stay curious, and remember, even a penny can be worth a fortune. Let me know if you'd like this adapted for visuals, subtitles, or broken down into voiceover segments. What if the next time you picked up a penny, it turned out to be worth $1.5 million? Sounds unbelievable, right? But that's exactly what happened with a rare 1967 Lincoln penny. While millions of these coins were made and most are worth only a cent, one extraordinary version of this everyday coin could change your life. In today's video, we're diving deep into the 1967 Lincoln penny. We'll uncover its history, why it's important to coin collectors, what makes some versions worth real money, and the story behind the elusive $1.5 million coin that's capturing global attention. If you've ever doubted the power of a penny, this video is going to make you think again. The Lincoln cent was first introduced in 1909, celebrating the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. It was the first U.S. coin to feature a real person and quickly became one of the most iconic coins in American history. By 1967, the United States Mint was still using the Lincoln Memorial reverse design, which had replaced the original wheat stalks in 1959. On the obverse was Victor David Brenner's familiar portrait of Lincoln, while the reverse showed the Lincoln Memorial, designed by Frank Gasparo. But 1967 was not a typical year for U.S. coinage. Just a few years earlier, the nation had experienced a coin shortage, largely due to the rising price of silver and people hoarding coins. To stabilize the situation, the U.S. Mint made several changes. One of them was suspending the use of mint marks for coins struck from 1965 to 1967. That means number 1967 penny will have a mint mark, no matter where it was made. Instead of being struck separately at different locations, coins from all U.S. mints during this time were distributed without identifying where they were produced. Most 1967 pennies were minted in Philadelphia and Denver. The 1967 Lincoln penny was made from 95% copper and 5% zinc. Each coin weighs 3.11 grams and measures 19 millimeters in diameter. The U.S. Mint struck more than 3 billion of these pennies in that year alone. With so many made, you might think there's nothing special about them. But in coin collecting, rarity is only one part of the equation. Condition, errors, and historical uniqueness all play a huge role in value. And that's where the 1967 penny begins to shine. Most 1967 pennies you find today are worth face value, just 1 cent, especially if they're worn or damaged. However, if you have a 1967 penny in uncirculated condition, things can get interesting. An uncirculated 1967 penny with a full red color and no signs of wear can be worth between $5 and $20. Higher-grade coins certified at Mint State 65 or above by grading services like PCGS or NGC can be worth up to $50 or more. A perfect 1967 penny graded MS67 or better with a strong red tone and sharp details can sell for hundreds or even thousands at auction, simply because so few coins survive in that kind of condition. Now here's where it gets exciting. If you come across a 1967 penny with a minting error, you could be looking at a coin worth serious money. Point 1 Rare error is the double die obverse. This happens when the coin's front side is struck twice by the die, resulting in a doubling of the date or letters. These coins are hard to find, but they're highly collectible. A 1967 penny with a clear double die error could be worth hundreds or even thousands depending on condition. Off-center strikes are another error to watch for. These coins were misaligned during minting and show part of the design missing. If the date is still visible and the strike is dramatic, these coins can be worth anywhere from $50 to $300. Then there are die cracks and cuts, raised bumps, or missing pieces caused by a damaged die. These kinds of errors are unusual and collectible. The more dramatic and visible the error, the higher the value. And the rarest of all are wrong planchet errors. These happen when a penny is accidentally struck on the metal blank intended for another coin, such as a dime or even a foreign coin. A 1967 penny struck on a silver dime planchet, for example, would weigh less than normal and have a silvery appearance. These types of errors can be worth thousands of dollars. Now let's talk about the legend, the 1967 Lincoln penny that could be worth as much as $1.5 million, according to multiple reports within the numismatic community. There is a single known 1967 penny that was mistakenly struck on a gold alloy planchet. That means the coin wasn't made from copper and zinc like the others. Instead, it was created using a rare and highly valuable metal, possibly as part of an experimental test or minting mistake. This coin is not officially documented by the U.S. Mint, making it a mystery, but it has been authenticated by private grading services and collectors who have verified its unique metal composition and flawless condition. Because of its one-of-a-kind status and mysterious origins, experts believe it could easily reach or even surpass $1.5 million if sold at a major auction. It's never been offered publicly, but if it ever appears, it would become one of the most valuable pennies in the world. So now you're probably wondering how to know if your 1967 penny is one of the rare ones. First, check the condition. If your coin has sharp details, full red luster, and no signs of wear, it might be uncirculated. These coins are far more valuable than circulated ones. Use a magnifying glass to inspect the date and lettering for any doubling or oddities. Look for cracks, blobs of metal, or parts of the design that seem off-center or missing. These are signs of mint errors. Next, weigh your coin. A normal 1967 penny should weigh around 3.11 grams. If it's significantly heavier or lighter, you might have a rare wrong planchet error. If the coin looks silver or gold in tone, and it doesn't match typical copper coins, it might be made from an experimental metal. And finally, consider having the coin graded by a professional service like PCGS or NGC. A graded and certified coin not only confirms its authenticity but also increases its market value. The 1967 Lincoln penny is more than just a forgotten coin from the past. It's a snapshot of American history, a collector's challenge, and in one extraordinary case, a potential $1.5 million treasure. So the next time you pick up a penny, take a closer look. Check the details. Weigh it. Study it. Because hidden among billions of ordinary coins might be one that changes your life forever. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful or fascinating, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more deep dives into rare coins, hidden treasures, and money you never knew you had. Have a 1967 penny you're curious about? Drop a comment below or share a photo. You might be closer to a fortune than you think. Until next time, stay curious, keep checking your change, and remember, even a penny can be priceless. Let me know if you'd like a shorter version or one designed for visual editing or teleprompter use.